needed help. But I knew that would be taken as me making some sort of excuse. I was certain his girlfriend was probably telling him I was just vying for attention. I wasn't. I just wanted someone to know I was done and I was sorry. He was all I had. The only person on the earth that cared enough, even though we had split up. In the middle of texting him, I saw it. The message date-stamped right by my last message to him. Sunday, April 4, 10:04 p.m. It didn't say yesterday, which it should have, considering in my mind it was no more than 12 hours since I sent the last text. I closed the messaging window and looked at the homepage of my phone. The left corner of my phone displayed 7:32 a.m. Then my eyes shifted downward to the calendar icon. Tuesday, April 6. What? Not only had I been out of it for nearly 36 hours, it was D-Day, the day I didn't want to face, the day I wanted to die before I faced. Death had eluded me. I had to face the music. There were 2.5 hours remaining for me to clean up and get downtown for my hearing. I stood from the sofa, everything stiff, from my legs to the clothes I wore. There wasn't much time to clean up. I wasn't even sure I'd be coming back. It could be the last time I'd see my house. Coffee was all out. I had to get myself together and meet my lawyer at 9. I would stop at the convenience store for one. In the bathroom, I guzzled water from the tap before brushing my teeth. I still felt dizzy. I knew it wasn't from the pills. There was no way they were still in my system. I charged my phone while I was in the shower. Not that it would make that much of a difference, but it would give me enough power until after my hearing. Seeing how I was such a hot mess, I did my best to look decent. Washing the crud from my body took longer than I expected. I never imagined that on the last day I might see my house for a while, I would be racing out. Yet, there I was, 8:15, grabbing my purse and keys as I rushed to the door. Reaching for the handle, I froze. My hand shook out of control. Fear took over my entire body. This was it. How long would I be gone? My reckoning. It took nearly a year to get to the point I was at. A year of torture, trying to forget, unable to get it out of my mind. It would never leave my mind, no matter how much I tried or paid. The punishment was forever living with it. Perhaps that was why I so badly wanted to die. 2. Reckoning. When it happened, I was in such a horrible space. I blamed everyone. Lewis, the traffic light, a blind spot. It was crazy how your mind goes into self-defense, looking for reasons that could explain what happened, that would justify why my mind screamed out, "No, not me, this isn't me." But it was me. Lewis hadn't come home again. The third night in a row, he stumbled into the house in the early morning and passed out on the couch. He kept saying he was done. It was time to move on. But how do you just do that after 20 years together? Just move on. In hindsight, it was a lot longer than those 3 days, but in my mind at the time, it was all new, all fresh. That morning before I left for work, I lifted his hand and used his finger to open his phone. He didn't even know. He was out. I knew snooping wasn't good, and I undoubtedly would see something I didn't want to. Sure enough, pictures of him and Renee all through his phone. Text messages of love and other things. I didn't know her name at the time, or who she was. Just that she looked as if she were barely old enough to drink. I tried waking him to argue, but he didn't care. He was nonchalant, almost relieved that I knew. I stormed out of the house in some dramatic fashion, crying, screaming, acting like an idiot. How could you do this to me? Why would he do this to me? Why? I wasn't even halfway down our street when I picked up the phone and called him. 3 rings and it went to voicemail. I turned left onto Merkin Avenue and dialed again. Not even a ring. "Are you kidding me?" I shouted. The anger, the hurt. How could he not even want to talk to me? 6 more times over the 6 blocks on Merkin, I unsuccessfully tried to call. Then I commanded my phone, "Send a message to Lewis." I rambled and ranted, forgetting punctuation. Send. Then the moment came. I replayed it, over and over, wanting badly to have something different happen, a different outcome. No amount of replaying it would change it. I was driving on West Lincoln Avenue, the main drag in our little borough. 4 lanes during rush hour, 2 lanes with street parking when it wasn't. A hot spot at night for